I'm Danielle, your host of the Abridged to Motherhood podcast, the place where moms like you learn to thrive, not just survive through pregnancy, birth, and postpartum. I'm a birth and postpartum doula and a mom of two who's been where you are. My first pregnancy was filled with so much excitement, but it was also marked by stress, anxiety, and fear of the unknown. I thought I had everything mapped out, but when postpartum hit, I realized how unprepared I was for the physical, emotional, and mental toll of motherhood. It was overwhelming, lonely, and nothing like I imagined. When I found out I was pregnant again, I knew I needed to approach things differently. I made it my mission to not only prepare for postpartum, but to prioritize myself in the process. That shift changed everything. Now I'm here to help you do the same. Whether you're navigating your first pregnancy, feeling buried under endless advice, or struggling to figure out what you actually need for postpartum, this podcast is your safe space. You'll find practical tips, honest conversations, and expert insights to help you feel informed, supported, and empowered through every stage of motherhood. If you're ready to feel confident, prepared, and truly supported in your motherhood journey, stick around. This is for you. Hey friends, welcome back to the Abridged to Motherhood podcast. I'm so excited about our topic today, which is how to grow your confidence in motherhood. I feel like as a first-time mom, I really lacked confidence. There was this gigantic shift overnight. Our bodies have changed so much. Your routine completely shifts from being able to do whatever you want, whenever you want, to now revolving around the needs of your little baby, and they're relying on you for everything. So it's no wonder that we struggle with self-doubt and wonder if we're doing things right. But confidence in motherhood doesn't have to come from having all the answers. It comes from learning to trust yourself and your instincts, and we have to quiet all of the noise around us and grow into this new role with ourselves. So we're going to dive into some practical ways to build confidence. But before we dive into all of that, I want to take a second and talk about why it might feel difficult for us to feel confident as we become mothers. First of all, there's just so much information out there, and people love to give their advice, whether it's solicited or unsolicited, between Google, social media, now AI, and family members weighing in. It's easy to feel like you're falling short. Add in the fact that you're exhausted, you have hormonal changes, and the steep learning curve of just figuring out parenting. Confidence can feel so out of reach for you, but I want to shift your perspective here because it's not something that you're either born with or not. You can grow your confidence. It's a skill, and step by step, day by day in your journey of motherhood. So step number one, we have to learn to tune out the noise. Every baby and every mom is different. What works for your friend or what TikTok says might not be right for you. So our confidence grows when we start noticing what works for us, for our baby, for our body, for our family. And it's okay if your path doesn't look like anyone else's. In fact, it's supposed to be unique because we are unique. Step two, celebrate the small wins. We talk about this a lot on the podcast, especially in those early days of motherhood. Did you manage to take a shower today? Woohoo! That is a win. Did you manage to figure out a new way to burp your baby? Or were you able to soothe your baby after trying for 20 minutes and finally you got something to work? That's a win. Celebrate that. Notice that. Our confidence builds in those tiny victories that we often overlook. So when you pause to acknowledge those small successes, you teach your brain to then notice that progress again and again instead of only focusing on what feels hard. Step number 3, redefine what a good mom means to you. So I think we all walk into motherhood with expectations of what a good mom looks like, whether we're trying to emulate our mom or something we've seen on TV or another woman in our life. But sometimes Actually, a lot of the times we attach this idea of what a good mom is to very unrealistic standards, like someone who never loses their patience, who never raises her voice, who is cooking every single meal homemade from scratch, keeping a perfectly clean house. But so often what we're comparing it to is perfection, and that is not attainable, and it's not what makes a good mom. It's really about our relationship, and it's about our presence, our love, and our care. So when we redefine success in motherhood about our connection rather than our performance, that confidence will naturally follow. And something that really helped me when I was struggling in early motherhood that my therapist gave me as a homework assignment was to write down all the reasons why I was a good mom. So I would write things down like, I sing to my baby, I read books to my baby every night, I smile at her, I talk to her throughout the day. And in moments that I felt that I was really struggling, or I was triggered, or she was crying and I couldn't regulate my nervous system, I would repeat those things to myself. And it really helped me to crystallize those thoughts and ideas in my brain so that I wasn't so hung up on the fact that, wow, she's crying and I don't know what to do. It allowed me to think, no, I do know what to do. I am a good mom, and I have evidence that shows me that I am a good mom. Step number 4, ask for help without guilt. Again, confidence doesn't mean doing everything by yourself. I feel like I harp on this so much, but it means knowing when to ask for help, whether that's leaning on your partner, a friend, a family, or a professional. It takes so much strength, not weakness, to recognize that you need help and that you're human. And support systems are part of being confident in motherhood. Knowing when there's something that you don't know, that you can go seek advice on that you can get a book from the library, that you can reach out for advice from someone, that you can ask someone to come over and help without feeling guilt for that. And step number 5, it might seem simple, but be kind to yourself. Your self-talk matters. I literally say this to my child every day. If we are not kind to ourselves, it's really hard to believe when someone else is being kind to us. So your self-talk matters. If you wouldn't say it to your best friend, don't say it to yourself. Think about how you would talk to your best friend if they came to you with the struggles that you are having. Confidence in motherhood often grows from compassion for yourself, your body, your emotions, your journeys throughout motherhood. Motherhood is defined by our stretching, our refining, our growing, and it's messy at times, but you're growing right alongside your baby, and that growth deserves grace. So let's talk about some actionable takeaways, things that you can walk away with today if you are feeling downtrodden, if you're feeling like you're struggling, if you've lost that confidence. Number 1, track your wins. Write down one small success at the end of the day, or just say it in your brain. I do recommend writing things down. I think there is something so helpful in taking that time to sit down and journal, but if you can't, that's okay. Say it to yourself before you go to bed. You can also write down 3 things you think you did well this week. Next, I want you to notice your triggers. So pay attention to when that self-doubt shows up. Maybe it's coming after you've been scrolling for a while, or you are out at the coffee shop and you're comparing yourself to another mom and her kid. So notice when those triggers are coming up and step away when needed. Stop that train of thought in its tracks and flip the script and practice that kind self-talk to yourself. Ask for help. Make a list of 3 people you could reach out to when you need extra support. And then lastly, reframe your self-talk. So replace things like I'm failing or I'm a bad mom with I'm learning, I'm growing. Write down the reasons why you're a good mom. Practice that exercise that I did, and then speak it to yourself over and over again. And I just want to leave you with one little bit of final encouragement. confidence in motherhood, it doesn't happen overnight, okay? You may not flip a switch and automatically go, okay, I'm confident now, but it's something that you can practice, nurture, and build up, just like your relationship with your child. And the more you give yourself space to grow, the stronger that confidence becomes. You don't have to be perfect, okay? We've talked about this over and over again. Perfection is not attainable. It's something we have created in our mind. Just keep showing up for your kid, and that's what makes you the mom that your baby needs. So thanks so much for being here again this week. I'm really excited because next week I talk with the combat midwife and we talk about emergency preparation and how you can feel confident in emergency situations and being there for your baby. And she just also offers so much wisdom. We talk about motherhood in general and just so much great life advice. So make sure you tune in next week to hear that, and I'll talk to you all later. Thanks so much for tuning in to the A Bridge to Motherhood podcast. I'm so glad you were here today. If you loved this episode, I'd be so grateful if you could leave a review for the podcast on whatever platform you're listening on. Share it with a friend or snap a screenshot and tag me on social media. If you decide to leave me a review, go to abridgetomotherhood.com/review. That link is also in the show notes so that I can send you a little gift in the mail. Your support helps other moms to find the podcast, and it truly means the world to me. Remember, your motherhood journey deserves your care and attention. Until next time, keep showing up for yourself, mama, and don't worry, I'm here to help every step of the way. See you soon.